Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
This what I tell 'em. Look, I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today we're on with Miss Tracey Bissett, a great lady doing great things in the financial world to make a positive difference. And I'm so thankful to have her on this episode. So first off, thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
Oh, thanks so much, Chip. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into it. I know off air you talked about your journey and, we caught up but if you don't mind sharing with the audience, your journey, your life story, and track it till now.
Sure. So I learned at a really young age that money was powerful and it could help you do things. And so when I was 6, 7 years old, I wanted to go to the store every day and get treats and chips and slushies. And so I would go to my mom and ask her for money. And she would say, okay, once a week you can have a quarter or 50 cents. And then that's it, Tracey. We have money, but not for that stuff. So I thought, well, okay, what can I do outside? What can I do to raise some money? So I would have lemonade stands. I would have little garage sales. My friend and I, we'd get together and put on little clubs for kids. We would charge them to come and play in our little club. We created a little community newspaper, but I learned really young that when you have money, it allows you to do things that you want to do. So I don't think I probably processed it as eloquently as that or so logically, but I got that. And I was fortunate to be raised in a family that we talked about money very much. My dad was a banker. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I watched her doing kind of the checkbook, doing the grocery list, like right down to the penny almost before I went to get the groceries every 2 weeks. So we learned to have a really healthy respect for money and that you could use it to do the things you needed. So that kind of entrepreneurial streak kind of stayed with me when I was in my teens. I was a part of Junior Achievement, which really helped me to learn how companies work. I think that's a fantastic program for anybody listening. You really get a great insight. I was in the company program. We had some really terrible products, but I still went out and sold my little heart out. I did a great job selling, and I learned how to sell. And then I went on to business school. So I did a Bachelor of Commerce in Ontario. I'm in Canada. So at Queen's University, I went back to where I'm from, which is on the east coast of Canada, Nova Scotia, did my master's in business, and then eventually moved back to Toronto, where I started at TD Bank, which is one of Canada's big 5 banks. And I worked in the areas of commercial lending and risk management. So it was really helping entrepreneurs get access to the money they needed. I thought that I would do that for 1 or 2 years because then I would go and work in one of those companies or I would start a business. Fast forward 15 years, I stayed there all that time. And it was because of a couple things. I was always learning, which was great. I loved the customers that I served because I was able to help them and teach them how to kind of navigate the banking system. And then when I was making decisions for who should get access to financing, I was able to share my knowledge with newer, younger lenders, but then also help to make those decisions. So at a certain point, my job was eliminated, and it was a surprise to me at the moment, but I didn't make it a negative. I really transitioned from there and thought, well, I could go and get another job in banking right away. But I don't know if that's going to lead me down the path that I love. I was already working tons. I wasn't loving every part of my job. So I took all the things that I like to do and I made a business, which is Bissett Financial Fitness. And so I do financial education and coaching for young adults. And I coin them kind of 18 to 30-ish, as well as for entrepreneurs to help them level up their education, their financial acumen, so they can live their lives, whatever their goals are, with confidence when it comes to the money piece. And so that's where we are today. And so that's my journey.
Man, so good and so needed. I think, those skills are needed so much in our world, and we can't get enough knowledge around money and using it the right way and using it effectively.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
So one is starting my business because I think you have to be brave, especially when you start after you've had a successful career. I was an
Yeah.
executive at TD Bank. So all of a sudden I go from I'm an expert at 2 or 3 things to now I need to learn 50 things that I don't know. And I'm going to try this. But I had enough experience to know how to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. So doing that, having that confidence to go out and do something that I wanted to give it a try. This year, we've just launched the Young Money Scholarship, which I'm so proud of because I think it's important when you have success to give back to others. And so our scholarship, we take proceeds from Bissett Financial and we're giving them to post-secondary students who study in Canada. And the 2 drivers for how you can win the scholarship, if you will, is number one, what have you done to help someone else accomplish their goals? Because I think it's important to instill values of giving, and then to kind of understand what's their plan for their life. So we're just in the process of rolling out our first round of funds. Certainly, I hope it to be the first of many, so we'll carry that on. And then the third piece is just being very conscious of giving back to the community, whether it's with your time, talent, or treasure. So over the years, I've done tons of different things. I tend to focus my work on children, whether it be through Big Sisters, through United Way, Junior Achievement, things like that. But when I got a dog, I wanted to do something where she could come along, and she's got a really gentle temperament. She's a golden retriever. So prior to COVID, Rosie and I would be found kind of every Friday afternoon visiting with seniors. So we're a therapeutic dog team, and we go in, just spend 1 or 2 minutes with the seniors and kind of brighten their day. And it's something you can do as an entrepreneur because you make your own schedule. So maybe I work 15 hours on Monday, but then on Friday I can take the afternoon and I can go and do that. So that's really fun. So 3 things I'm proud of.
Man, so good. Definitely 3 amazing things to be proud of. Definitely such a neat journey. And I would consider all of those things to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
To me, it's a really individual thing. It is being able to attain the goals that you set for yourself. And I talk a lot about it with my Young Money listeners and with my entrepreneurial clients because everyone's goals are different and they should be. Everyone doesn't need to amass lots of wealth if that's not what is important to them. It's really about what do you want to achieve and figuring out a way to get there. And sometimes it's about the learning along the way. Sometimes you hit success and you don't know. Because you might have had this dream in mind, and while you're on the way, you realize, this isn't really what I want anymore, and it's okay to change those dreams and those goals. So for me, it's setting the goals, hitting them, and actually just giving yourself that permission to change them if you want to, and suit what suits you at the time.
Yeah, and I think too, and that's what I was just about to say that, and I think in different phases of our life, the definition is different as well.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was younger, it was, I want to have designer clothes, designer handbag. I never was into cars, but over time you realize, is that really where I want my money to go? It changes. And so whatever's important to you, you should set a plan and you should try to achieve and seek out people to help you achieve it. I don't believe in giving up easily on your goals. I think you need to give it a good hard effort, and anything worth having takes hard work. But it's okay to change them, not because you're giving up, but because you realize, this isn't aligned with me anymore.
Anything worth having is worth working hard for. And I try to let you finish your statement there, but I wanted to give you I wanted to give you a boom. Let's go, Tracey. It was hard for me not to do that.
That's okay. That's good.
That's something I'm proud of.
Yeah.
No, but it's so true. All of the things you mentioned there, great stuff. Well, before we get off, if you don't mind sharing with the audience where they can follow you and check you out and show you some love.
Absolutely. So best place to connect with me is on LinkedIn. So Tracey has an E and Bissett has 2 S's and 2 T's. And I do have a gift to share with your audience because I know sometimes the money stuff is hard and you don't know where to start. And I find that with individuals and entrepreneurs. So I've got a money meeting agenda. So you can sit down and have a meeting with yourself as soon as you download it. I encourage you to set a regular time to do that. And you can download it at cashcoach.biz. So that's a money meeting agenda because I know the biggest biggest thing is getting started. And I talk about things not as, and people not as being financially illiterate, but I talk about financial fitness. I think we're really on a journey together to improve our knowledge one day at a time, and we need to think about it positively. So why don't you take that step for yourself? Download that money meeting agenda at cashcoach.biz, and then you can get started and you actually know where to start. And the first meeting might be just looking at it. And so give yourself kindness and permission to just take the pace you need to move forward.
Awesome. Well, again, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much, Chip. It's been my pleasure.
Yes. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.